Okay, hello everybody. Welcome to today's webinar on how to create a successful group nutrition program. So my name is Abigail, for those of you guys who I haven't met yet. I'm the co-founder of That Clean Life, and I also have here with me Ashley. Ashley, do you want to say hello and quickly introduce yourself?
Yeah, hi guys. For those of you guys who I haven't met, I'm Ashley and I'm the customer success lead here at That Clean Life. I'm also a holistic nutritionist, so I'm really pumped to see so many of my colleagues popping in right now.
Awesome. So guys, we have a very packed class for you today. Before we just went live here, Ashley and I were talking about how excited we are about this class and how great it is, like not to toot our own horns or anything, but we have some really great content to share with you today. This is a great free training. It's going to really help you take that next step towards either launching a group nutrition program or taking your current group nutrition program to the next level. So we're super excited to dive into things today. We're not going to waste any time. Ashley and I are going to turn our cameras off so you can focus on the content. And let's get right into things here. Okay, so first, if you guys have been to one of our webinars in the past, then you know that this is a super fun and supportive community of wellness professionals. So let's say hello to one another. Open up the chat box, say hello, and how about you let us know where you're tuning in from as well, because I see right here we have a full house here today. That's awesome that so many of you guys have been able to come out live. The chat is blowing up. I can't even keep up with it. I see Joanna from Ottawa, Christian from Germany, Carrie from Moncton, Virginia. We have Edmonton. Okay, we have lots of US and Canada as usual. I know we had some people talking about tuning in from Australia nice and early too. Okay, we have Pittsburgh, Toronto in the house, New York City. Amazing. Okay, we've got representation worldwide. Keep those coming, guys. We want to know where you're tuning in from today. So I'm going to turn things over to Ashley while you guys are wrapping up your kind of introductions. And Ashley's going to fill you in on exactly what we're going to be covering in today's class.
All right, guys. So like Abigail said, we have a lot to cover today. We tend to get really excited in these classes and we can talk kind of fast. So do yourselves a favor and close out any distractions right now, like Facebook or Instagram. If your phone is sitting on the table next to you, turn it over and really tune in with us for this next hour, because we are about to share with you what will be a huge game changer in your business. And we promise that we will give you tons of value in exchange for that undivided attention. So it is spring, right? It's officially spring now. And this time of year is awesome for running a group nutrition program. So we promise that this class is going to be so worth your time. No matter where you are at in your business, you're going to walk away from this class feeling super inspired and ready to get your next group program set up. So that's the game plan for today. And if you guys are excited for us to continue, type "let's go" into the chat box right now so that we know that you are pumped about this topic and you are ready to rock. Amazing. I am seeing so many let's goes. So in today's webinar, we're going to be covering for you the 6-step framework that you can use to create your very own successful group nutrition program. From outlining the details to building an email list, creating your program content, marketing your program, running your program successfully, and getting feedback, upselling your services, and repeating the process again in your business. Once we've covered all of that amazing stuff, we're going to wrap things up with a Q&A where we will answer any questions that you guys might be having. So feel free to please, as we are talking, drop any questions that you want answered into the Q&A box. As you can already see, the chat gets really, really busy, so your questions will get lost in there. Make sure that you use the Q&A box for those. We're going to be walking you through every single step in this framework, sharing how you can start completely from scratch, assuming that you've never done this before, and build a group program that will transform your clients' lives and bring a whole new revenue stream into your practice. And if you stay until the very end, we have a super special bonus offer that we cannot wait to share with you today. We have put together an incredible coaching package that's going to help you implement everything that we teach you today with weekly support from both Abigail and myself to help you actually get your programs up and running. It's amazing. So be sure to stick around until the end to hear more about that. And if all of that stuff sounds good to you guys, I'm going to turn things back over to Abigail, and she is going to get this party started.
Cool. So let's do it, guys. We want to make running a group nutrition program as simple as possible, which is why we've broken it down into 6 key steps. So we've used this framework in the past. We've seen other That Clean Life members use this framework, and we know it works. So let's walk through it step by step so you guys can learn exactly how to create a successful group program. So step number 1, outline the details of your group program. So before you dive headfirst into just creating your program, I want you to really take a step back. I want you to take a big, deep breath, and let's first do some planning. So I've learned that taking some time to plan upfront is like laying the foundation of your group nutrition program. It will really give you the time and space to make some important decisions so that you know which direction you're going. And this first step where you outline the details of your program, it should only take you an hour or so. And all you really need is a blank Word document, or if you're a pen and paper type of person, grab that. And I'm going to walk you through the kinds of questions you should be asking yourself during your planning session. So first, who is your ideal participant and what problem will this program solve for them? So very first thing you need to do is get clear on who this program is for and how it is going to help them. So getting clear on this upfront is going to make your life so much easier when it comes to naming the program and marketing it and more. So first, I want you to think about your ideal participant. Who is the person you would love to have sign up for this program? Maybe you know this already, and if you do, feel free to drop it into the chat box. Who is the person you would love to have sign up for this program? Describe them to us. Now think about this ideal participant and the problems they have. This might require a bit of market research or drawing from your personal experiences, but what kind of problems do they have that you could solve through your group nutrition program? If you want people to sign up and pay for your group program, then you must speak to their specific pain points, and you have to talk about how you're going to help them with these pain points. So let me give you an example here. Let's say your ideal clients are young women recently diagnosed with Hashimoto's disease. Perhaps you want to create a program that helps her heal and cope with this diagnosis through proper nutrition. Or here's another example. Perhaps your ideal clients are busy working moms who are struggling with weight gain and depression. So in this case, maybe you want to create a sugar detox group program that will show them how to achieve balance with easy, delicious meals. So figuring out who your program is for and how it is going to help them transform their lives is really half the battle. So prepare to spend a lot of time on this question alone. Okay, question number 2, what are you going to call the program? Because you know now who this program is for and the problem it solves for them, you can much more easily craft a catchy name for it. And note that I say catchy name because I want you to give your program a name that will really resonate with your ideal client and get their attention. So let's go back to that example where you help young women who have recently been diagnosed with Hashimoto's disease. Maybe you want to call it something like the Ultimate 4-Week Hashimoto's Nutrition Program, or the 30-Day Reset Autoimmune Nutrition Plan. Play around with titles and words that you think will resonate with your community. And remember that the title should clearly answer who the program is for and the problem it solves. Next, you're going to need to decide how long your program runs for. So this is kind of a personal decision and will be highly dependent on the problem that you're trying to solve. So for example, if you were running a program focused on weight loss, you might want to make that for 4 weeks, say 4 to 6 weeks, so that you have time to achieve that transformation, that weight loss transformation. But if you're running something like a meal prep program that teaches people the concept of weekly meal prep, you might be able to create that habit within, say, 3 weeks. Question number 4. So what do people get for participating in your program? So now I want you to get clear on what's included. In other words, what will participants get for signing up? Will they get weekly meal plans with recipes and a grocery list? Will they get access to a private Facebook group for support and accountability? Are you going to have weekly coaching calls or classes? Will they get some kind of incredible transformation? Will you include any other special perks or resources for participating in your program? So I'm asking you all these questions because by taking some time to outline exactly what participants receive up front, you know exactly what you have to create for this program, and you're going to be able to market your program with a lot of confidence because you know exactly what it's going to include. And last but certainly not least, I want you to decide how much it's going to cost people to participate. So this is a paid program, guys. The price of your program is going to depend on the length and what the client receives for signing up. So pricing can be really tricky for some people, but please don't let that block you from moving forward with this. We've seen nutrition professionals charge anywhere from $30 per week for a group program all the way over to $100 per week. So there's really no right or wrong answer. Choose a price that you feel is a fair investment for the results you're offering and the amount of work it will take you to create and support the people through this program. So putting a price to your programs or even any of your other services is a really big part of being a businessman or a businesswoman. So while we can't tell you exactly what to charge for your program because it depends on so many factors like the length and all that good stuff, only you guys can decide that. Only you can set your price. So I want to encourage you to put your critical thinking hat on, crunch some numbers, and make a decision on what you will charge to participate in your group program. So I hope that gave you some inspiration for planning. And once you've hashed out all the important details of your group nutrition program, it's going to be time to move on to the next step. And I'm going to turn it over to Ashley now to talk about what that step is.
Yes. So now that you've figured out what you want to offer, you're going to need to get that offer in front of the right people. So guys, if you don't have an email list, you're not going to have anyone to market that to, which means that before you move on to any other step, you need a solid plan to start building your email list. First, I'm really curious to know how many of you guys have an email list already? And maybe if you're really brave, you'd be willing to share where you're at with that and how many people you have on your list already in the chat. Now, even if you don't have an email list, don't worry because we're going to be covering how you can start building that. But before I tell you how to grow your email list, I want to remind you guys why this should be a top priority in your business, because I'm seeing in the chat that a lot of you guys are not working on this, and it's super important. The first reason is that building an email list allows you to curate a database of people who are specifically interested in what you are selling. The success of my first group program was 100% because of the 3 emails that went out to a list of people who had expressed an interest in what I was selling already. A good quality email list has nothing to do with size, guys. You can launch a successful group program to an email list of under 100 people. We have seen it done. It's all about the quality of the leads that are on that list. So remember that size is not important. The second thing is that having an email list lets you reach people directly. When you have someone's email address, you can always contact them personally. This is a huge difference from social media marketing, where the success of your marketing depends on an algorithm that you have no control over. As little as 2% of your social media followers might be seeing your posts, but if someone likes you, they're always going to open up an email from you when it shows up in their inbox. So having an email list will be key when it comes to launching and marketing your group program. You're not going to have to go out and find people who are looking for what you offer, because you have already created a whole list of them. This is why we recommend that you start building your email list first before you launch your group program. Now that you know why it's important, you're probably wondering, how do I go about building an email list full of the right people? And the answer to that question is to create a really great lead magnet. And if you're not sure what a lead magnet is, a lead is a person who could become a paying client, and a magnet is something that attracts things. So a lead magnet is something that you will offer for free that will attract all of those people interested in becoming clients to join your email list. When it comes to nutrition professionals, the most valuable and effective lead magnets you can offer are things like recipe books and meal plans. When you offer to send people something valuable, they're not going to think twice when it comes time to sign up for your email list. They're just going to go ahead and sign up to get that value. So when you're creating a lead magnet, you want to keep your group program details that you just thought about in mind. You need to create a lead magnet that relates to your group program so that you are attracting the right people. Your lead magnet needs to solve a problem that your ideal client has. And again, it is so important that this problem is related to the same problem that your group program solves. It's also got to deliver a quick win, right? It's a lead magnet, it's a freebie, it's small. And there's no such thing as a quick fix in nutrition, but you should still help people feel like they have learned or achieved something with your lead magnet so that they know you're able to provide them with quality value and that there's more where that came from. It needs to be specific to your niche market, because an email list of 5,000 people is not worth anything in your business if only 2% of them actually have a problem that your program is going to solve. The lead magnet also needs to be really quick and easy to consume and digest. That means no more than 5 to 8 recipes, and definitely not more than 3, maybe maximum 5 days of meal plans. Anything more than that is overwhelming and actually works against converting your leads. And finally, it needs to be insanely valuable so that people are thinking, oh my gosh, if this is what they give away for free, what's it like to be a paying client? And instantly accessible so that as soon as they put in their email address, they get that lead magnet delivered to them, because that's the moment that they are the most motivated. And it's most important that your lead magnet is showing off that you are the expert and you are the person to help them with their problem. The best way to do this is to include some kind of personal note along with the delivery of the lead magnet, introducing yourself and talking about why you specialize in your specific niche. So let's go back to Abigail's example. If your ultimate goal is to sell out a 30-day Hashimoto's healing program, you would need to build an email list full of young women who have recently been diagnosed with Hashimoto's, right? So you could do this by offering a 3-day Hashimoto's friendly meal plan or a Hashimoto's cookbook. With a lead magnet like that, you could guarantee that every single person who downloads that resource and joins the email list is a potential client for your full Hashimoto's focused group program, right? No one's going to download a 3-day Hashimoto's friendly meal plan unless they are struggling with Hashimoto's and looking for food-based solutions. And you want to have your lead magnet up and running, guys, ASAP. This needs to happen stat so that you can start growing your email list before you need to fill your group program. That's why we made this the second step in the 6-step framework, because once you've decided what it is that you're selling, you need to start cultivating a list of people who are eventually going to be the people who buy it. From there, every blog post you write, every social media post that you post needs to be directing people to download your lead magnet. Your lead magnet will be working for you in the background while you move on to step number 3 and actually start building out this group program. And speaking of step number 3, I'm going to turn it back over to Abigail to talk to you about that now.
Okay, so now that you've outlined the details and you have an amazing lead magnet up and running to start building your list, it's time to actually build out the content of your group nutrition program. And how many of you guys are scared of this part? How many of you guys are like, well, how do I create content for my group nutrition program? Let us know in the chat, because creating the materials like meal plans and recipes and grocery lists, that all can take hours and cost a lot of money if you have to hire professionals like photographers and recipe developers and graphic designers and web help. So today, I'm going to show you how you can skip over all of that frustration and save yourself a ton of time and money while still creating a really epic group program. And I'm going to show you how to do it all using that Clean Life for Business. So are you guys still with me? Do you want to see this in action? If so, type yes into the chat box. And I am going to take my screen share off of this and take you right into the platform. So I see a lot of yeses in the chat box, which is amazing. Okay, let's continue. All right, Ashley, can you just confirm that you can see my screen okay?
Yeah, looking good.
Okay. So like I said, guys, I'm going to show you how you can use that Clean Life to create a really beautiful, well, I told you I'm going to tell you how to use that Clean Life to create materials for your group nutrition program. But while we're here, I'm also going to show you how to create a beautiful lead magnet too, so that you can create your lead magnet related to your group nutrition program and then go ahead to create resources for your group program, like meal plans with grocery lists. So very first thing, before I dive into things, I want to tell you about how to set up your account to make the most of this. So I'm going to bring up the setup wizard. So under My Business, first thing you're going to do, guys, is upload your business logo and input your company information. So once you do this, everything that you export from that Clean Life is going to have your custom branding on it, okay? So when you create a PDF export as your lead magnet or as your group nutrition program content, we're going to apply your custom branding. When you're finished doing this, just click continue. And the next step is to choose your desired units of measure, depending on where in the world you are, because I know we have worldwide members. You're going to choose your PDF theme. So right now we have 3 different themes: classic, modern, and bold. Each kind of gives you a different look and feel over your PDFs. And you can also choose what nutrition information you want to display. So that's your preferences. And when you're done that, click continue. I'm going to skip the video tutorials, but I want you guys to know that they're there. And then the very last thing of your setup is just going through and seeing all the cool features that are involved with that Clean Life. So that's really the only setup that's required to get your account up and running. Once you do that, you're ready to rock. So guys, today I'm going to walk you through an example, and I'm going to pretend like your niche market is busy moms who struggle with low energy and sugar addiction. So like I said, I'm going to show you how to create a lead magnet and a program. So I'm going to pretend that you're going to create a 21-day sugar detox program for busy moms. So let's start with the lead magnet. Let's say you want to create a lead magnet so that you can start building your list full of your ideal client, and you want to create a recipe book that has a bunch of sugar-free snack ideas. So how do you go about this? Well, using that Clean Life, it's super easy because we have a ton of recipes that make it easy for you to put together a resource like this that you can use as your lead magnet. So I'm going to go into the recipe gallery here. Guys, just so you know, our recipe gallery is full with hundreds and hundreds of healthy, delicious recipes that are all designed by our in-house recipe developers. And we add new recipes to this gallery every single week so that you constantly get access to more and more inspiration. And then you also have access to your recipe box over here where you can add your own recipes with photos if you'd like to. So both are options. I'm going to build this recipe book with that Clean Life's recipes. So now I want to find sugar-free snack ideas for my recipe book, for my lead magnet, right? So I'm going to use the filter button, and I'm going to say I want to look for recipes that are sugar-free, and I want them to be a snack. You can even set the time in minutes. You can talk about ingredients you want to include in your search or exclude from your search. And when you're finished, just click Filter Recipes, and we'll show you a bunch of sugar-free snack ideas. So scrolling through here, you're gonna find a ton of ideas that you can add to your recipe book. Now, when you find a recipe that you wanna add, you can click into it, like this rice cake with sunflower seed butter and raspberries. Every one of our recipes has directions, recipe notes, ingredients, and nutrition breakdown, which is pulled in from the USDA Food Composition Database. Also, you're going to notice that this creates 1 serving, but let's say you want to scale it up. You can make it for 4 servings, you can make it for 8 servings, however many you'd like. And when you want to add a recipe to your recipe book, you're just going to click Add. And I have started one here called the Ultimate Sugar-Free Snack Guide for Busy Moms. You can choose that you want to add it to a snack on the plan, choose the day, and just click Add Recipe. Now when I head back to the planner, you're gonna see that I have the Ultimate Sugar-Free Snack Guide for Busy Moms, which I started to build out ahead of time, so you guys didn't have to watch me adding a bunch of recipes to it. We have about 10 recipes on this plan that I found in the recipe gallery, and now I'm gonna export this as a lead magnet. So to do this, all I need to do is click Export, and we're gonna ask you, do you want to include the meal plan? No, I don't. I don't want the list. I just want the recipe notes, and I do want the nutrition information on each recipe. Next, you can choose a cover page for your recipe book or your lead magnet. So I am going to put the frozen yogurt covered blueberries on the front page cover. And also here under brief, you can include a really great introduction to your lead magnet. So this is where you're gonna introduce yourself to people who are downloading your lead magnet. You're gonna tell them about why you've created this for them, why it's so great, how it's gonna help them make their lives easier, and also where they can go to get more information about you. When you're finished, you're just gonna click Start Export, and we're gonna bundle in everything into a PDF with your custom branding that you can use as a lead magnet. So let's open that up so I can show you what that looks like. So front page cover is gonna have whatever recipe photo you chose to put. Your logo is going to be there. I'll zoom in a bit for you here. So your logo, the name of the recipe book or lead magnet, your name and your website, which is clickable. And remember guys, you added all this to your account settings at the beginning, so it's automatically applied. Next page is gonna have your introduction. So I wrote a quick introduction for my lead magnet. I said, hey, busy mom, when it comes to fueling your body with healthy snacks, I know that the struggle is real. Mid-afternoon rolls around and all you want is a pick-me-up cookie and coffee from Starbucks. It's easy, but it leaves you feeling even worse than before. Am I right? Well, the truth is that balancing your blood sugar with healthy snacks is the secret to keeping your energy levels stable so that you can deal with all the craziness that being a busy mom entails. And that's why I've created you this amazing snack guide, which will inspire you with healthy, delicious snack ideas that will help you look and feel your best. My name is Abigail. I'm a holistic nutritionist who helps busy, stressed out moms just like you find the best ways to fuel their bodies. And if you love the recipes in this guide, then be sure to check out my upcoming 21-day sugar detox program here with a link. I'll be working with you through 3 weeks of delicious sugar-free meal plans with recipes, itemized grocery lists, and so much more. Cheers to healthier snacks and feeling awesome. So you can see that this introduction is great. It tells people about the lead magnet that they've just downloaded and also points them towards your group nutrition program. After that, you're going to notice that all the pages are custom branded with your logo, your name, and your website again. And then you're going to see all the recipes that this person will need to get started with sugar-free snacking. So everything is in one bundle, one PDF. You can export it from that Clean Life and then upload it to your email marketing platform of choice and start getting people to sign up for your lead magnet and grow your mailing list so that when it comes time to launch your group nutrition program, you have a list full of people to market it to. Does that make sense, guys? And I hope that shows you how easy it can be to create a lead magnet using that Clean Life. So a recipe book is just one type of lead magnet, but keep in mind you could also create like a 3-day sample meal plan as your lead magnet as well. Okay, I'm going to take you back into the platform. Now, I want to talk about how you would use that Clean Life to create materials for your group program. So let's say that my group program is a 21-day sugar detox for busy moms. This is going to be a 21-day program, so 3 weeks. So again, I've built this out in advance. So let's take you into week 1. So I've created the 21-day sugar detox program for busy moms, week 1. Now, what I did was I just went to the recipe gallery. I filtered sugar-free recipes. I looked for breakfast ideas, snack ideas, lunch ideas, dinner ideas, and I created a whole meal plan from it. One really cool thing about our planner is that we always add up the daily amount of calories for you on a day-to-day basis. So if that's important to you, you can keep it nice and balanced. How many of you guys are into macros? Let us know in the chat because I know macros are huge. We're getting tons of questions about it right now. So if you're into macros and working with percentages, you can click on this little pie icon and you can see the macro breakdown of fat, carbs, and protein in percentages if you want to. Now, based on what you add to your meal plan, the grocery list will always be automatically generated. So you don't have to think twice about that. That will save you a ton of time. So at any point in time, just click on list and we'll show you a full grocery list for this particular program. Now heading back to the planner, I've created this meal plan with breakfast, 2 snacks, lunch, and dinner. Also added some side dishes in there. So that's really how easy it is to create it. And when you're ready, you just click export. You can choose what components. So for this one, I'm going to include the meal plan, the grocery list, the notes, and up to you whether you want to include nutrition. I'll leave it off of this one. You can choose a cover page. So I'm going to put the BLT salad bowls on the front page cover. And again, guys, you want to use this little space that says brief to write an introduction to week 1 of your program. When you're finished, you just click start export. And we'll bundle in everything for the first week of your group program. So let's open that up so I can show you what that looks like. So again, kind of same deal as your recipe book. You'll have the front page cover, you'll have your logo, you'll have your introduction. So for the introduction for my weekly meal plans for my group program, I kind of just wrote, welcome to week 1. We're so excited to get this started. Here's what you're going to find in this package. And if you haven't joined our private Facebook group, please do so here. And I put a link in there. And that's pretty simple. That's how I kept the introduction of this first week. And after that, you're going to see the meal plan. So everything's on one page. A lot of clients like to print this and stick it on their fridge. Next page is going to have the itemized grocery list. So your participants can literally open this up on their phone or print it, whatever they prefer, and get shopping so that they can follow the plan. And after the grocery list, we're going to bundle in all the recipes that your client is going to need to follow this particular meal plan. So again, that's how easy it is to export materials for your group program. So if you were feeling nervous, or I saw somebody say even terrified about creating materials for your group nutrition program, don't worry about it. With That Clean Life for Business, we can help you. And as I showed you, we can help you create a lead magnet as well. Okay, so I'm going to stop my screen share real quick here. And I'm going to turn things back over to Ashley now because we've gone through steps 1, 2, and 3. So Ashley, why don't you tell us about step number 4?
Yeah, so here we are. all of the group program materials have been created using that Clean Life, and now you are ready to launch your program. So this is usually the part in the process where all of our biggest fears come up. How many of you guys are already thinking to yourselves, this sounds great, but what if I do all this work and then nobody signs up for my program? Let us know in the chat box if that's a fear of yours and something that you struggle with, because even if it is, guys, that is totally normal. Marketing your program is actually just as much work, if not even more work, than creating it. But there's great news, and that is that every single one of you nutrition experts here today can totally market your program in a way that will bring in more paying customers than you thought you are capable of attracting. It takes just a solid strategy, which we are about to share with you, plus on your part, a willingness to put in the hard work that it's going to take. So when it's time to sell your program, there are some very specific steps that you should take over a period of a few weeks to get the best results and the maximum amount of signups possible. Do you guys want to know what those steps are for marketing your program? If you do, please give me a heck yes. If you're ready to learn about the group program launch checklist that will work for every single one of you guys. All right, seeing a lot of yeses. So I guess we can give this to you today. So here is a list of just a few ways that you can choose to market your group nutrition program. First, you can write blog posts that relate directly to your program. For example, you might want to be writing posts like 5 foods to avoid if you have Hashimoto's, a nice little listicle, those are popular, or 3 things that you need to know after you find out you have Hashimoto's. Or a really good one, why I created the 30-day Hashimoto's healing diet. Blog posts allow you to provide value to your readers, but also educate them about your upcoming program. And once you've written a blog post, you guys need to promote it off of your blog. So share it across your social media channels and send it to your email list too. Next, you need to share your program on social media. So do this across all the platforms that you're using, like Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn multiple times. Write posts, do stories, talk about your program constantly on social media during the period that enrollment is open. You can also send out a series of emails about your program to your email list. This is important to utilize. Of course, you've been building this email list, and email is one of the best channels to convert leads into paying clients. So don't just send one email, guys, send a couple. Send one to introduce the program, send another to remind people about it and answer any FAQs that you've been getting or could get. And then send another email and give them a last chance to sign up before the program starts. Next, you could even give a free talk in person. So reach out to local businesses where your ideal clients might be hanging out and offer to give them a free talk. Make the topic something relevant to your program. That is so key. A talk like nutrition tips for Hashimoto's, which includes a pitch at the end, letting attendees know that you'll be running a group program that will help them tackle their Hashimoto's and change their lives. You could also host a webinar, Facebook Live, or Instagram Live, all about your program. So that's another alternative to an in-person talk, but you can definitely do both. You'll reach more people with video content than just by posting static content on your social media. So that can be really helpful. And last but not least, do not forget to keep promoting your lead magnet and growing your email list during this whole process. Remember, your lead magnet is always working for you in the background. And since you're going to be marketing to your email list, keep up the effort to get as many people on there as possible. Now, before you launch your program, we recommend that you spend some time creating a marketing calendar and plan at least 2 weeks worth of marketing efforts. So schedule when you are going to release blogs, send newsletters, or give free talks. You don't need to do all of the things on that checklist, but keep in mind, guys, that the more touch points you create, the more people are going to learn about your program, which increases the likelihood of them signing up. So now is the time to work really, really hard to get amazing results. And please, please don't worry about being annoying. Remember that 90% of the year, you're providing your community amazing free value. So during these couple of weeks of marketing, switch gears into selling mode and don't doubt yourself. Don't feel self-conscious for a single second. So now that we've talked about some marketing things, back over to Abigail to cover the next step for us.
Okay, friends. So now for the really fun part, which is running your program. So this is when you put on your leadership hat and you lead your participants through your program day by day and week by week. So your main goals while running the program should be to keep your participants engaged, provide them with a ton of value, and ensure that they get the results that you've promised. So while you're guiding your participants through the program, I want you to be very switched on and be very attentive to people's needs and their questions. So plan out in advance how you're going to keep people engaged on a day-to-day basis, whether that's in person, through email, or through your private Facebook group. Remember that these people participating in your group program may continue to work with you for a really long time to come. They're the people who have believed your promises and taken a risk on you and your services and handed over their hard-earned money. And they trust that you can help them feel better and live a healthier life. So now is the time to really show up for them, educate them, help transform their lives. And, you know, we hear this all the time that the wellness industry is completely saturated. And yeah, maybe it is. Maybe that's true. But not many people out there are going the extra mile. And I love that saying, always go the extra mile because it's never crowded. Go the extra mile throughout your entire group program. Pull out all the stops to make this an amazing experience for your participants. And last, but certainly not least, we're at step number 6, guys. This is the final step. When your program comes to an end, it's time to get feedback, upsell, and repeat. So as you wrap up your program, you're going to have 3 big priorities. Number 1 is to collect feedback and testimonials. Number 2 is to tell participants how they can continue working with you. So at the end of your group program, participants are going to be really motivated. So be sure to tell them what they can do to get more. So for example, let's say you offer one-on-one coaching. You could offer a limited time bonus to everyone from the group program. You could say something like, for the next 48 hours, I'm offering 20% off my 6-month Hashimoto's Deep Healing program, exclusively to those of you guys who participated in this 30-day program. And then number 3 is to make your program better and prepare to run it again. So the first time you run your group program will be a big learning experience. So take that feedback you get from your participants and use it to improve that program. You do not need to start from scratch and create a brand new program. Just work with what you've already created and make it even better. So there you have it, our super simple 6-step process to creating a successful group program. So how are you guys feeling about this process? Let us know in the chat. Like, how do you feel about this framework? Does this make it much more approachable when you see things outlined step by step? We hope that this framework has helped you see that running a group program does not need to be complicated. If you can follow these 6 steps, you can create, you can launch, and you can run a successful group nutrition program very easily. And you know, guys, we have an expert in the house today, Ashley. I know you've had a lot of success with running group nutrition programs, and I'm sure everyone here today would love to hear firsthand from you how you've done it.
All right. Yeah, if you guys are into it, I can definitely talk about my experience. So before we turn it over to you to get all of your questions, I can share a personal story about my first ever group program to prove to you guys that you can totally do this. So within a couple of months of using that Clean Life in my practice, I launched my very first ever group program, and it was a total game changer for my practice. So the first group program that I put together, I created with zero knowledge about group programs. I never had a webinar like this to guide me through 6 steps of making this happen. I was just making it up as I went. So if I can do it with zero experience and no framework to guide me, you can absolutely do it after today's training. Let me tell you how I did this. So I designed a 6-week reset program, and I ran it from November to December of 2016. So that kind of like pre-holiday time. And the reason I picked that time was because I wanted to see what the response would be like and get proof of concept to run a program for New Year's in January of 2017. So a few details about my program. The cost was $180 to join, and all the participants received 6 weeks worth of meal plans, weekly shopping lists, weekly prep guides, and then access to a private Facebook group for community support and accountability throughout the program. And then when it came to marketing the program, I mentioned earlier that most of the signups were from my email list. So I sent out 3 emails to the clinic's email list. The first one introduced the program and, of course, told people to sign up. The second one was a last chance email sent out a couple of days before the program started. And then the third email was sent to the people who opened up the last chance email but didn't actually sign up. So it was not complicated at all, and I pretty much wrote every single email the day that I sent it out to my list. And then every week when I was running the program, I would export the meal plan, shopping list, and prep guide from that Clean Life and send that out as an attachment in an email to my reset squad. So I was not using any crazy tech tools to run this, no advanced skills required. I was a total beginner, and I'm a big believer that done is better than perfect. So I didn't waste my time researching different tools and thinking of a million different questions to ask. I just took action and went for it. And with that, let me tell you guys about the results of my very first group program, because they surprised me. I had 36 paying clients register who each paid $180 to join the 6-week program. So that means that this program brought in an additional $6,480 for that 6-week period. And like I said, I was already running a practice. This was my first group program. So this was income on top of what I was already making, seeing my usual one-on-one clients. So this was income that I could not have made without that Clean Life to allow me to put together this group program with so much ease and just get it out there. So then January 2017 rolled around, and because I had this proof of concept, I repeated the exact same process and launched another 6-week program. And I got even more signups this time. I had over 50 signups in my, I think it was called like the Transformational New Year's Reset or something like that. And it was bigger and better every single time I launched it. So again, this was without any launch strategy. This was without anyone holding my hand. Nobody around me had any idea about a group program. And honestly, I had no idea about a group program either. I had no clue what I was doing. Just imagine what your results could be if you applied everything that you learned here today and created your own group program with that. So now that I've shared a little bit about my experience, and we've shown you exactly how you can create a successful group program. And like I said, I'm proof of concept here because I've done it myself. And everything we talked about today is based on our personal experience with running group programs. Now I'm going to turn things back over to Abigail, and she's finally going to share the details all about that juicy bonus offer that I mentioned at the very beginning that we're totally pumped about.
Okay, so before I get to the bonus offer, I want to ask you guys a question. I want to know how many of you guys are feeling kind of overwhelmed right now, because I've seen it in the chat that there's a lot of questions, and I know that we've covered a lot today, and just the thought of creating a group nutrition program can be really overwhelming. But as Ashley mentioned at the start of today's class, we've put together a very special package that's going to give you the support and the tools you need to not just think about creating a group program, but to actually create it and launch it and run it and be successful. So before I pitch this to you guys, I want to ask, are you interested in hearing about this package? If so, type yes into the chat box now. And if not, absolutely no worries. We can jump right into the Q&A and go from there. Okay, so tons of yeses. Let's get into this real quick. So the package we've put together for you today is called the Group Program Launch Coaching Sessions. And like I said, this is a training system plus a tool to help you implement everything we've just talked about today, because knowing all of this stuff about group programs is really cool, but if you don't actually implement it and act on what we've taught you today and get it done, it's not going to be any good to you. So our group program launch coaching sessions will only be available to those of you guys who purchase our business yearly membership over the next 48 hours. And we're also offering it to all current That Clean Life for Business yearly members. So if you're on our yearly plan already on That Clean Life, you are already qualified for this. And for those of you guys who are on our business monthly plan, you can upgrade to our business yearly membership through your account settings to take advantage of this offer, okay? So basically, all you need to know is you need to be on our business yearly plan in the next 48 hours to take advantage of this offer. So let's go over exactly what's in this package. So when you purchase our business yearly membership in the next 48 hours, obviously you're going to get unlimited access to the best tool to grow your nutrition business, and that's That Clean Life for Business. So your membership will include the ability to export materials for your clients, like recipes or meal plans or even group programs, all with your custom branding on them. And guys, this is a super valuable feature in itself, because I can tell you, if you were to hire a graphic designer to do all of this type of work for you, they typically charge on average $80 an hour, if not more. And it would take them at least 3 hours to do the design work for just one single weekly meal plan, right? So our business membership also gives you access to hundreds of healthy recipes with professional photography. So we've spent literally years developing, testing, and photographing recipes so that you don't have to. And we keep them all in one place and allow you to filter them so that you don't have to spend your time searching for the perfect recipe on Google. We have tons of filters like keto, vegan, autoimmune, paleo. So whatever your niche market is, we've got a tag in there to help you find the right recipes for your clients and your community. And like I said, guys, we add new recipes weekly, so you'll never run out of inspiration. And as a business member, you can edit any of our recipes. So if there's an ingredient you want to swap out or add in, you can easily do that. And like I said before, you also have access to your own private recipe box where you can input your own recipes as well. Being a business member of That Clean Life also means you have access to over 50 done-for-you templates. So we offer you highly specialized programs such as the elimination diet and PCOS and thyroid health. And each of our pre-made programs comes with a meal plan, grocery list, recipes, and a prep guide. And all of these programs can be customized however you need to customize them. And then next, if you've ever looked into nutrition analysis software, you know how expensive it is. And that's why we built it right into That Clean Life. So when you input a recipe, we'll analyze the nutrition information for you instantly. We'll also take care of adding up all the daily nutrition totals on your meal plan so that you can keep them nice and balanced. And like I showed you, we'll even break things down into percentages for those of you guys who are using macro ratios. You never have to worry about consulting your trusty old dusty calculator again. So this brings the total value of our That Clean Life for Business membership up to $7,200. So once you're a member of That Clean Life for Business, you're going to be able to offer things like custom meal planning as a service. You can create meal planning guides. You can run group programs like we talked about today. You can create lead magnets and grow your email list. You can create recipe books for your one-on-one clients. You can even create materials for workshops and cooking classes. We've even had some members create subscription services or membership sites. So these are just some of the ways you can use That Clean Life to grow your business. The options are really endless, but my point here is that we are here to help you with more than just running group programs. That Clean Life is about so much more than group programs. We are here to help you give nutrition guidance and grow your business in the most efficient and fun way possible, so you don't have to spend hours on it. But that's not all, guys. When you buy our business yearly membership in the next 48 hours, not only are you going to get access to That Clean Life for Business, the best tool to grow your business, but you also get a seat at our upcoming group program launch coaching sessions, where we're going to help you plan your next group nutrition program from start to finish. So these coaching sessions will allow you to get support and business coaching from both myself and Ashley, along with your colleagues, so that you can plan an epic group program for this spring. So there's going to be 2 coaching sessions, and the first kicks off next week, guys. We're getting into this right away. We're not wasting any time because we want to keep the ball rolling from here. The first session is going to happen on Wednesday, April 3rd, so 1 week today. And here's exactly what we're going to be covering. So in session number 1, we're going to work with you to create your overall group nutrition program strategy. So we'll be walking you through how to outline and organize the details of your program. And we'll also be getting you set up for a successful launch of your group program by helping you create a really irresistible lead magnet so you can get building that list. And then in session number 2, we're going to walk you through exactly how to launch your group program by running a free challenge. So we have a really tried, tested, and true strategy that we're going to share with you and walk you through so you know exactly what you're doing. We're going to show you how to create the free challenge using That Clean Life and how to use a free challenge to upsell participants into your paid group nutrition program. And by the end of these coaching sessions, you're going to have a solid plan in place to run a successful group program. So you're going to want to come ready to brainstorm. You're going to want to come ready to ask questions and do some serious planning with us, because we are so determined to help you launch a group nutrition program this spring that's going to be wildly successful and take your business to the next level. And yes, each session will be recorded, and there will be replays and handouts and resources emailed to you after the class. So the total value of our group program launch coaching sessions is $800, and we're giving it to you for free when you sign up for our business yearly membership in the next 48 hours. So remember, for those of you guys who are already business yearly members, you're already on the list. And for those of you guys who are business monthly members, you can upgrade to our business yearly membership through your account settings to take advantage of this offer. So this is everything you get when you sign up for our business yearly membership in the next 48 hours, which brings the total value of this package up to $8,000. And if you hosted just one successful group program, let alone multiple successful group programs over the course of a year, you can probably see why people would invest $8,000 into a system like this. Because at the end of the day, guys, That Clean Life doesn't cost you money. It helps you make money. But here's the thing. You can become a business member for only $600 USD for the year. So if you were to hire all the professionals to do this for you, like a graphic designer or a photographer, a recipe developer, or a business coach, it could cost you way more than $8,000. But because you're learning how to do it yourself, and we're giving you all the tools and resources to make it happen fast, you only pay $600 for the year to join. So like I said, we're determined to help you use That Clean Life to take your business to the next level. And we are dedicated to making your membership pay for itself with just one successful group program that you can have up and running in just a few weeks, because we're going to help you. So again, guys, one more recap: group program launch coaching sessions. This offer is available to those of you who sign up for That Clean Life for Business yearly membership in the next 48 hours. So if you've been thinking about joining That Clean Life, now is probably a really great time, because this is a great offer. So here's what you need to do to get in on this. Open up a browser window and type in thatcleanlife.com/pricing, select the business yearly membership, and get started now. And that's it. That's all you need to do. After you're signed up for our business yearly membership, you will have instant access to that Clean Life, and you're going to be on the list to receive an email that's going to be sent out on Saturday. So this coming Saturday, March 30th, which will contain directions on how to sign up for the group program launch coaching sessions. It's really simple. And as you guys can tell, Ashley and I are super pumped about this offer. We are super excited that we have the chance to work closely with you guys to launch a group nutrition program this spring. And we hope you guys are excited about this too. Let us know in the chat if you are. So we want to turn it over to you now to answer any questions you might have. So what Ashley and I are going to do is we're going to open up that Q&A box, and we are going to start working through your questions with the little time we have left. We have about 10 minutes that we can do for questions. So if you have any questions you want Ashley and I to answer for you now, drop those into the Q&A box. Don't put them in the chat because they'll get lost in the shuffle. So I'm just opening up the Q&A box now. So Ashley, do you want to start off the Q&A?
Yeah, let's get started. So the first question is from Jim, and he has a question about making meal plans with That Clean Life. So he's wondering about meal planning for people who have specific calorie and macro needs. So when you're making meal plans for people with specific targets to hit, the meal planning is not automated. So you don't just those numbers and automatically generate a meal plan, but you have all of the tools to be able to really easily search for recipes that fall within certain macro targets, as well as to edit any recipe. So if you see a recipe that would be perfect for your client, but it's maybe a little bit low in calories or a little bit low in protein or too high in fat for what they need, you can make tweaks to that recipe really easily to make it fit on their plan. And then, as Abigail showed you guys, you can see when you're creating the meal plan, the different macro distribution ratios and all of that. So if that's how you're meal planning, you can definitely use That Clean Life to do it.
Okay, next question is from Kathy. Kathy is having trouble figuring out how to create a lead magnet. She doesn't really know where to start in terms of the nuts and bolts. So Kathy, go to thatcleanlife.com/books. And there you're going to find a list of books that we've created for you to walk you through some things. And we have a whole book dedicated to how to create a lead magnet. So thatcleanlife.com/books, grab our book on lead magnet. It's free. It's free to download, and that will walk you through the whole thing, kind of like what we did with group programs today, step by step.
Yes. Next question is kind of similar. It's from Lori, and she's wondering how to actually get people on her email list. She wants to know if this is something that you rely on SEO for or marketing. So we actually have a blog post about this that I'm going to pop in the chat for you guys to help you get some ideas about how to get downloads on your lead magnet. My favorite strategy is to write blog posts. So if your lead magnet is that 3-day Hashimoto's friendly meal plan, every time you write a blog post about anything to do with Hashimoto's, put a link in there to download your lead magnet, and then share that blog post all across social media. So anytime someone finds the blog post, they're being invited to join your email list as well.
Yeah, that's a really great question, because I think so many times we hear, hey, nobody's downloading my lead magnet. And our first question is, well, how are you promoting it? So that blog post that Ashley just put up, how to get 100 downloads on your lead magnet this month, that's a really great list of strategies you can use to promote your lead magnet, because your lead magnet will take some promotion in order to grow your email list.
Yeah, you can never just hope that SEO is going to send people to your website and that they're just going to want to work with you. It takes a little bit more than that.
Yep. That's why we always are big fans of creating like marketing calendars, like planning out exactly week to week how you're going to market things. And even though your lead magnet is a free download, you might even want to create a marketing plan for your lead magnet. So next question is from Lori. Is there a way to have the grocery list update when you check off items you already have on hand before shopping? So Lori, when you check off items from your grocery list in That Clean Life, once you export it as a PDF, those items will disappear from the list.
Next question is from Gail. She wants to know if we can talk more about how to decide on the content for your group program. So definitely look at what your niche is. If you don't have a niche yet, the best advice that we can give you is to take a look at your existing clients, people that you are currently working with and have worked with in the past, and boil it down to what is the reason that they came to see you? What was their primary concern? And that's probably what your niche should be, unless you hate it. But hopefully you don't. So whatever problem it is that people are already paying you to solve, that's a good indicator of what people are going to continue wanting to pay for. And that's what you should form your group program around. So if most of your clients are busy moms who come to you because they want to lose weight, then weight loss for busy moms is probably your niche. And that's probably what your group program should be about as well.
Next question is from Lori. Lori's asking, what do you use for managing email lists? So we use MailChimp. We've used MailChimp since the beginning. Actually, that's a lie. I think we used Woofu in the very beginning. I've also used a program called MadMimi for managing email lists. There's lots of different email marketing platforms out there. We really like MailChimp. And as I was saying to somebody in the chat earlier, MailChimp is really great because you can create a landing page for your lead magnet on it. And I believe ConvertKit has a feature that allows you to create a lead magnet landing page as well. So maybe let us know in the chat, what are you guys using for email lists? Because we're always interested in learning what you guys are using and loving. So type that into the chat box for us now, and I'm sure it will be super helpful for Lori too, who's kind of looking to do some research on this.
So Louise is asking if we can talk about how to go about including your program within a free talk. This is something that she struggles with because she feels salesy. And she also mentions that she has a free talk coming up tomorrow and one on Sunday. So that's amazing, Louise. We're sending you good luck for that. Definitely you want to mention in there something about working with you. You want to have some kind of irresistible upsell offer. So we really are fans of using bonus offers as a way to entice people to join your program or sign up to work with you one-on-one. And it's also a really great way to present your offer without feeling salesy, because you're giving people something. You're saying, hey, for any of you guys who want to work with me, I have this really exciting offer. And if you sign up for one of my packages in the next 48 hours, I'll throw in a free grocery store tour, or maybe a bonus recipe book or something like that, a bonus that's relevant to your whatever it is that you're selling. And you also want to make sure that at your free talks, guys, that you are collecting emails. So this is where your lead magnet comes in. You should have a lead magnet that is related to your free talk, and you can invite people to leave their emails to get a copy of that. And then for those of you who feel uncomfortable with the sales pitches in person, and especially if you're new to giving free talks, you might not nail it, and that's completely fine, because now you can follow up with people with the separation of an email and invite them to join you with whatever that offer was. So you can send a recap email reminding them of the offer, and then maybe 48 hours later, just send them one final reminder of that offer. Hopefully that's helpful for you, Louise, and we're all cheering you on for that free talk.
And I can totally relate to like the worry, like feeling worried about coming across as too salesy. But say you give like a 30-minute talk, and you dedicate 25 minutes, the first 25 minutes are all about providing a ton of value to the people who are at your free talk. Don't worry about making a pitch for the last 5 minutes, because you've already provided them with so much free value and given them so much that they can go out into the world and apply. Never be worried about throwing in a little sales pitch, bragging about yourself. I know it's kind of like a mental block that we all need to get over in business, but yeah, try not to worry about it too much. When you provide free value up front, you can feel a lot better about giving them a really great offer to work with you. Next question is from Petra. Petra is asking about compliance in your program. So how did you track progress? So I think this question is more directed towards you, Ashley. Did you track progress at all in your group program when you ran it?
So we're really going to get depth with this during the group program launch coaching sessions. I'm going to be sharing everything that I learned and all the things that I would go back and change if I could. But I would definitely say that compliance was okay. 6 weeks is too long, in my opinion, for a group program, especially if it's your first time. So I would recommend sticking more to like the 21 days, like the example that Abigail gave. And I didn't track progress in terms of like taking the weights of my clients or anything like that. I more tracked the success of my program based on the engagement. So how many people were engaging in my private Facebook group, how many people were emailing me to tell me about their successes. And what I found was that during the first 3 weeks, it was great. And then after that, it was not so great. So the best tip that I could give for you there is like 6 weeks is too long. Start with 2 to 3 weeks for your first program.
Next question is from Jessie. Jessie's asking, with that Clean Life, can you search multiple things like paleo and sugar-free? And yes, you can apply as many tags as you want. So you can really refine your search within that Clean Life. So you can leave it as specific or as broad as you'd like. But if you really want to niche down, you can definitely apply multiple tags.
So Beth is asking, what kinds of questions do you ask in the survey after the program is over? For me, I asked pretty simple stuff. What did you love? What was successful for you? Like, what amazing results did you have that you want to share? And then also, what did you not love? Were there any recipes that you didn't like? Or was there anything that I could have done to make the meal plans easier for you to follow? And I found that using like SurveyMonkey or something where people are able to respond anonymously gives you much more honest feedback, because sometimes if your clients know that their name is associated with it, they're shy to you where you could have improved, but like that's the information that you need. So pretty simple questions. What did you like? What didn't you like? What could I have done to make this even better for you? You want to focus more on the constructive criticism, I think.
Next question is from Rebecca. Rebecca says, I struggle with how much to charge for my programs. Can you help me with how to determine pricing? We can go over more about pricing in the coaching sessions. And then next question is from Amelia. So this is an interesting question. So Amelia is saying, do you have any testimonials for this program? I've been wanting to invest in that Clean Life, but need the last final push. So guys, if you've been using that Clean Life and you've been loving it and you've been loving these sessions, do us a solid and tell us how you feel in the chat. Let Amelia know if you're loving that Clean Life, how you feel about it, how it's helped you, because we could sit here and tell you how great it is, but obviously Ashley and I are very biased. So if any of that Clean Life members are in the chat now and have some stories to share, go ahead and do that. We'd really appreciate it. So guys, that is actually all the time we have today to get to your questions. I'm sorry we don't have more time, but that's exactly why we've created the group coaching session strategy calls, so that we can continue this conversation, so that we can walk you through creating your group nutrition program, and so we can keep this party going. And like I said, they kick off next week. So that's why you have 48 hours to get signed up for our business yearly membership. For those of you who aren't already on our business yearly membership, link is on the screen. thatcleanlife.com/pricing. That's where you're going to go to sign up. Once you've signed up for business yearly, you can sit back and relax, and we'll send you an email on Saturday to get you signed up for those coaching sessions, which are going to happen next week. So guys, I hope you found this class really helpful. For those of you guys who are business yearly members, we're super excited to dive into this more next week in a bit more detail. And remember that this bonus offer is only available for the next 48 hours, and this deadline will not be extended. So sign up right away, okay, guys? So thank you so much for all your time today and for all your energy and all your amazing questions. We really appreciate it. If we didn't get to your questions, again, we're sorry we don't have more time. Send us a note to support@thatcleanlife.com. Ashley will be hanging out there, and she's happy to answer any questions you have that we didn't get to today, or if anything's unclear. We'll also be sending you a replay of this call after this session as well. So stay tuned for that. So again, guys, we really appreciate your time, and we hope to see you guys all inside of That Clean Life for Business real soon. Bye, everybody.